Hello everyone. Today I am presenting to you book summary of biography of Mandira Bedi. The biography has been written by Mandira Bedi with help from Mr. Satyadev Burman. This is a book of a snotty, complaining, can't get out of the bed girl who is still searching for true happiness. Found some, but is still searching for happiness that can be beyond any reason. So it should be non-spiritual, non-scientific, and non-existent formula for finding peace in everything. So she has not cracked it, but she has given a very real account of her life, the incidents that have changed her and her life, and I really think it is an honest attempt to present her life to the readers and honest suggestions for everyone's life. So the book can be divided into many chapters, and we will have a few minutes with this book. So the book starts with a sentence from George Eliot that it is never too late to be what you might have been. So every one of us will be having some things that we are procrastinating, thinking that how can we do, it's very late, like going to a world trip, it may be opening a new restaurant, it may be venturing into street food, it may be taking singing class, it may be starting a band, it may be passing 12th exam, it may be going to gym, it may be joining a drama. So we should replace our shoulds with could. So whenever there is could, you will have a genuine attempt to do something. Mandira Bedi gives her own example where she was a lazy person but transformed into a very strong, focused, and fit person when life gave her the opportunity. Similarly, she also tells us not to settle for anything. She gives the example of her life when she was uh, just an intern, and occasionally Mr. Adi Pocha spotted her and gave her a television series called Shanti. So from a nobody, she became a face in everybody's home. So it is never too late to start something new. She became a IPL commentator after 15 years of her show Shanti. So it's never too late. Similarly, she asks us to believe that even if you are having a tough time, that too will pass. So believe in this. She wants us to believe in our own self. We should love ourselves. Self love is not selfishness. Loving yourself is not vanity, it is sanity. Until and unless we love ourselves, we can never be useful to others. Believe that you can do anything. When you have to, when you choose, you will be able to do anything. Also believe in abundance and unconditional love. The nature will give you love. There is always enough work for everybody, and there is always place for everybody. She wants us to work on self. Like she says that she choose to do something, then if she is forced to, she will have to, and then she will succeed. If her inner voice says you cannot do a thing, that thing can simply not be done. So work on yourself, put a 100-day challenge, put a 50-day challenge, and break your own old pattern. She gives an example that she was a sugar addict and loved desserts, but once she was firm that she will leave it, then suddenly all of a sudden she left all the sweets. Similarly, she gives an example of how she dealt with anger. She was a person who became angry quite often. So she was determined to get to the root of anger and find the workaround. So she worked through her trigger points, found the source of anger, and gradually, over time, she became a calm person. So, if you want, you can work on yourself. She has four affirmations for dealing with anger. Like every morning, she says to herself 21 times these phrases: I am sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you. These four phrases are very powerful and should be used with ourselves also and also with the ones we are dealing with. She also wants to receive everything with gratitude, love, and grace, whether it be God's gift of your good body, of parents, or it be a small gift presented to you by someone. Always feel it into the heart and give thanks. Third point, she's the affirmation is always believe that you are worthy, capable, loved, and good enough for yourself. Always believe that you are lovable at the way you are, and you are always good at what you do. Now she says a very strong sentence: expect nothing, accept everything. Total acceptance can come only when there is total self realization. You should rise above acceptance and rejection. So, whenever you acknowledge that you can't really do anything to alter the situation, simply accept, because this will change your attitude, shift your mindset, and you will do it with grace. Resisting it yields no result. Similarly, whenever you do something, do it without any expectation. Don't expect from yourself and don't expect from anyone that you are doing a favor or you are doing love. So we must surrender our hopes and expectations as well as our fears and march directly into disappointment. Make it our way of life so we can get to the reality of situations we are facing. Also, you must believe that everything that is happening is for better good. God is there who is a torch bearer for us, and He is able to see 360-degree vision. He can see what is going to happen in your future and He can see what you have been through. So sometimes we need eagle vision. We just need to let some time go by, and in the hindsight, we see the truth of this statement. What happens, happens for the good. Now, Mandira, within the next chapter of the book, describes about her married life and partnership in the family that she develops with her husband as well as her kid. As far as Mandira is concerned, there should be spaces in the togetherness of marriage. You should be able to sing and dance together, but each one of you should also be alone with strings attaching you with the same music. So you should be pillars of the temples, but you should also be standing apart and not be overshadowed by each other. She tells how her husband has been able to support her daily, even when she was through her lows and even when she was having big shows in her pockets. Always her husband Raj had a pep talk. He always supported her through her career, through her photo shoots, through her financial management, through her trouble she had with SGPC and some other issues, everything the family faced together. They were open to each other and gradually they developed trust in each other for anything. Like her husband used to smoke behind her back, but when she realized that it is of no use, she officially gave him permission to smoke in limitation, and he was free to smoke even in front of him. So this is a gradual trust building process, and this partnership will last long if everyone has some independence, and more so ever everyone is given his or her space. She also learned a few things from her child, like letting go of things and also being realistic. So she wants that everyone should play his or her role in the life. Like she gives a quote of Shakespeare from As You Like It. And also we should be authentic about ourselves. We should not judge other, and we should not be prejudiced for anything. She wants us to let go of many things to be happy. One of the few things are the feelings towards a person you don't like. So let go of your feeling of hatred, let go of your emotions, let go of overthinking, let go of anything that you don't want it to be a part of yourself. Letting go doesn't mean getting rid of, it simply means letting go of the emotion attached with that person. Let that person be around you. Let him or her be at peace doing things, no issues. This way transform your anger and frustration into happiness gradually. It is a lifelong process, but you have to learn to be happy. The next chapter is her fitness secrets. So she shares the journey she has been for fitness. So she was a very unfit person till 36, and after 36, she actually strengthened your body completely after she became part of a reality show, and she is now very proud of her fitness. She tried every kind of diets, and she prefers to have intermittent fasting where she can eat anything between 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. and nothing beyond that. So she has been so motivated for weight loss that she has lost around 20 kgs of weight after her cesarean section. So she lost precisely 22 kgs when a journalist just simply made a negative comment about her fitness. So anything can be your motivation. So she wants you to give no excuses and keep it going. Always dedicate 45 minutes for yourself, and she wants you to carry your sneakers or walking shoes around, also some exercise gears or shorts with you so that you can do exercise anywhere anytime you can spare. You should always have some goals, and the weight loss target should be split into a smaller section. You cannot simply target that I will lose 20 kg. Just target 1 kg at a time, and slowly you will lose your weight. The pain you will feel is the strength you will feel later on. So it will help you ensure your longevity. You will be able to play with your kids, and this way you will also live longer. So you can work with your own routine. Mandira likes to exercise with mix up of everything. She does a little cardio. She does many kinds of exercises. She has given a brief sequence of exercises that she does for triceps, biceps, upper body, makes thighs, lower limb. Also, she has given a few recipes that you can try at home. Some spicy sprouts, soaked oats, cauli rice. So these are a few things that can be tried at home. The last chapter of her book is of gratitude. This is one chapter that I also loved. It is true to heart. This is something that one gradually learns to accept and be grateful for what one actually has. Even in the darkest of your phase, you will always find something you are grateful for. Just be happy and find that and say it loudly. You can be grateful for anything, like you can be grateful for waking up in the morning itself. Lots of persons don't wake up in the next morning after they sleep. You can be thankful and grateful for having parents, for having son, for having husband, for having friends, for having roof over your head, for getting food, for getting water, for having a television, for having internet connection, for living in an era where you have Google, for having quiet and energy to read, for being able to read, for getting made, for having beautiful sleep, for having intact body, for having a fingers, for having toes, for being able to walk. So find anything. It can be silly. You can be grateful for your eyebrow powder. You can be grateful for Kathi roll. You can be grateful for free apps. You can be grateful for Instagram. You can be grateful for your teachers. You can be grateful for healthy snacks. You can be grateful for online shopping. You can be grateful for Harry Potter. You can be grateful for Game of Thrones. You can be grateful for having pillows. At the last, you can be grateful for being able to listen to this book summary. So I wish that you will learn a lot from Mandira Bedi, and I wish that you read this book and be happy. Thank you.